What is up, guys? Logan here with Healthcare Stress Relief. Today I have Csira Mead joining. She is a master aesthetic student and she knows all about skincare. So thank you so much for coming on. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Csira Mead, like Logan said. I'm 26 years old. I have been studying aesthetics for about the last year and a half. I finished my basic program and now I'm working on my master program. Kind of my own little side note, I actually was in the tech field for like 3 years before I went into skincare. I had my own skincare journey. I suffered with cystic acne when I was about 22 years old. So I was an adult and then all of a sudden my skin, my body was going through all of these changes and I didn't know really how to deal with it. And that kind of got me into skincare. I started seeing my own master esthetician and I just thought, wow, what she's doing is she's healing people, she's making people feel good about themselves. And that was just so appealing to me. So I completely changed my route. Tech was super stressful anyways. And now I'm in the skincare field and I absolutely love it. I'm really passionate about it. I love to learn. I would say my specialty, even as a student, is ingredients. Everybody in my class thinks I'm a little bit ingredient crazy because I want to know exactly what's in everything and I want to know what everything means. But I just think it's important. We know exactly what we're putting on our skin and what's going into our bodies. So I'm excited to help you answer some questions today. Do you want me to just go ahead and start off with PPE?
Yeah, but I'd also love to hear how you healed your acne because your skin looks great. So,
Thank you. So to start, I will say this, because acne is something that is so mentally debilitating, right? I didn't know, and people, a lot of misconceptions with acne are you see somebody that has acne and you think they don't wash their face or they're not drinking enough water or their diet's bad. And as somebody, I can tell you from personal experience, none of that stuff is true. It will all play into it, of course. If your organs are functioning properly, the rest of your body is too. But there is no cure for acne. So you can have the best diet, drink tons of water, wash your face, have a full routine, and you can still suffer from acne. I still do. Totally normal to have breakouts, and it's really good to not be too hard on yourself when you're suffering from acne, and to not, because I mean, for me, before I got to the place that I'm at now, it was all I thought about. So whenever I had a conversation with someone, I mean, that's all I could think was they're looking at my skin. And it just, you get extremely self-conscious. It's really hard to have confidence when you're suffering and you don't know what to do. But so what I did personally is I tried all the diets. I drink a lot of water. I tried everything. But what we tend to do when we don't know anything is we tend to try and dry it out. So we try to overstrip our skin. So we're freaking out, we're breaking out, we're applying all these really harsh cleansers and ingredients and spot treatments trying to like kill the acne, when in reality we're just stripping our natural skin barrier. So I got to a point, well, I think my boyfriend got to a point where he was lost and he was tired of hearing me kind of, freak out about it. And he actually booked me an appointment with a master esthetician. And I had never seen him before. And she's still my esthetician now. Her name's Megan Crawford. She's in the Virginia area. She has been a master esthetician for about 25 years. So she kind of mentored me through it. I went and got professional treatments from her once a month. So I can go over some of them, but I would do chemical peels. They're not as scary as they sound. I would do chemical peels and just different skin treatments, different types of exfoliation, and she put me on a routine. And the routine that she put me on the goal was to balance my skin, get rid of the inflammation. Now, obviously, I know what I'm doing, so I do a monthly professional treatment on myself, upkeep. We do a lot of treatments in school on each other as well. But yeah, I mean, I take supplements too. So there's a lot of things that kind of play into it, but I mean, I'm totally normal. I have breakouts all the time. My acne is hormonal. If I switch birth controls, my skin's like, I'm like a 15-year-old again. So it really is a lot that plays into it, but I appreciate the compliment. I worked really hard to get my
Oh
skin
yeah, yeah,
where it is.
and I come from a place with extreme eczema for a long time. So skin
Exactly.
conditions for anyone who's going through that, it's absolutely miserable, and the only people who understand are the ones who've had to wear it on their sleeves.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's painful too. So it's just the whole thing as a whole is you're in pain, you don't feel confident, you're like constantly worried about it, you're don't know what to do, so you're trying too many things at once. So I think probably my biggest tip is to stick to something solid and figure that out and let that ride out and see how it works. Give it like a month or so. Don't go in trying to try all this new crazy stuff
Mm,
and then make changes. Because then
yeah.
you don't know if something's not working, you don't know which thing isn't working for you because you're doing so many different things.
I've done that several times where I'll just jump into a diet and it'll last 2 weeks and then I don't really know
Yeah,
if the diet worked or not. Yeah. But I think
exactly.
I think the biggest thing for me is just finding techniques to manage your stress.
Yeah.
Because if you like having a skin condition, you actually stress yourself out more just from having it.
Oh, of course.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah. And stress is the worst culprit for skin condition. I mean, for acne too, everything. Stress is like number one. Number one on the list. With that being said, I mean, I know I have family in the healthcare industry. My mom, especially, is super stressed right now. She's going through it. So I can only imagine, having to wear all the PPE, the stress, everything on top of it. Now you're dealing with the skin conditions from all the PPE as well. So I can kind of start there if you want.
Yeah, let's jump in.
Okay. So here, people are going to kind of run into, I would say, two major things with wearing PPE. And if there's more, let me know. I wear quite a bit, but my skin is mostly oily, acne prone. So I deal with that side of things. Obviously, if you're acne prone, people are breaking out around their mouths. You're breathing in the same air all day. So I made a little list of tips and tricks, and these are just things that I do personally. To kind of give you an idea, I wake up in the morning, I do a cleanser, an antioxidant, SPF, and I go. And I know that this is hard, but I think probably the biggest thing is changing your mask. So I know that nurses and people in the medical field in general are sometimes given a mask to wear for a week or even longer
Yeah.
or a couple days at a time. So I was actually going to ask, I don't really know what the rules are. I know, the thinner medical grade masks, are they able to
Yeah, they
wear
can
those
change those all the time, but if they're dealing with COVID patients, they're required to wear N95s, I believe,
N95? Okay.
which I don't think they're allowed to change as much. I think it depends on the
Yeah.
hospital, of course, and the resources, but I
Yeah.
think they're wearing that the whole shift.
Yeah, exactly. So, and those are really, I mean, they should be, but they're really hardcore. So I will say this, throughout the day, what you can do, depending on what the concern is. So if your skin is dry, I would bring like a toner, a toning mist, or like a hydrating kind of toner. So a good example is micellar water. You may have heard of it. You can bring that with some cotton rounds, like in a carry-on a little bag if you have it. And just throughout the day, when you have a break, take it and wipe down your skin, kind of get off the gunk when you're on a break, and then go in and reapply an SPF or a lotion. Definitely something that is going to help with the barrier repair because zinc
So,
is
so
great
this is
to
just
help
taking the oil off pretty much and the
the oil
sweat.
off. So if it's acne prone, you can do like a toner that maybe has like salicylic acid or a little bit of like an acne fighting ingredient. But if you have really dry skin, you can also get a hydrating toner
Mm,
as well to just kind of help rejuvenate your skin throughout the shift. So because you're breathing in that hot air, you're just going to dry the skin out. It's rubbing, so you have that mechanical irritation as well. It's causing redness, flakiness. It's just uncomfortable. Not to mention, I think that is, I mean, I do it halfway through my day. I work a lot of doubles. And so I'll go to my car or wherever, wipe down my skin, reapply my moisturizer, my sunscreen. And it's kind of a little minute to like get yourself mentally prepared to go back in and finish your shift out while keeping your skin, moisturized and taken care of. So I would definitely suggest that. Um,
Do you recommend the SPF for people who are in a hospital all day for 14
Yeah.
hours? You do?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You should wear SPF. Okay, I'm gonna go on
Yeah,
a rant.
go on your soapbox, please.
You should wear SPF. I'm wearing SPF right now. I put SPF on before I put my makeup on before a Zoom call, and I'm in a dark room. Um, all day, every day, because you obviously, okay, so there's blue light, right? My biggest concern is aging and skin cancer. I don't want either of those things. So you have blue light rays, UV rays as well, just from windows, from driving in the car, from walking outside. Even in the winter, you should be wearing SPF no matter what. At
So,
least a
so the
30
SPF
SPF.
is going to protect the blue light from going into your skin, is basically.
Um, I mean, a light ray. I don't know specifically the technology behind blue light. Blue light. I know that there are some brands that like market an SPF for blue light. I don't know if that's like gimmicky or if that's really a real thing. I would have to look into that. But like I'm sitting in front of a ring light, any light, even indoor lighting, you want to protect your skin. Definitely. And zinc is such a good ingredient. Like it's an amazing ingredient, and physical sunscreens, they use zinc oxide and titanium oxide. So zinc is awesome to repair your natural barrier.
Mm.
And if you get a two-in-one, for example, the sunscreen I use has squalene and zinc in it, which is awesome for the skin, awesome for the barrier. So it's, it's a moisturizer and a sunscreen. It's not going to hurt. My thing is just you can't fix any skin condition without wearing sunscreen first. So
Really?
yes, you have to wear sunscreen. I can't do anything. I mean,
Wow.
there's no point because you're just going to reverse it. You go back out in the sun, you're going to reverse it. And I know people are big on vitamin D. I know, like, you want to go out and you want to get sun. Vitamin D is good for you. You're going to get vitamin D no matter what. Like, you're going to get sun rays no matter what, even with sunscreen on. Another fact that I like to throw out there is that men are 3 times more likely to get skin cancer.
Seriously.
Yeah. So, and I think maybe that's
It's our
because they don't.
self-care, right?
Yeah. Well, women wear makeup, so in a lot of cover up that women wear, there's titanium oxide in it. So we have a little bit more of a layer of protection. And even people that are saying, oh, well, I'm wearing a mask, your mask is still going to absorb. You're still going to get UV rays through the mask, especially if it's a cloth one. That's not going to do anything. So yeah, the sun, your skin, you have to wear sunscreen. Especially if you want to focus on any type of condition, acne, dark spots, aging, you want brighter, healthier looking skin in
Eczema
general.
too?
Eczema, yeah, of course,
Oh,
because
wow.
the sun, the sun is not your friend. It's not your skin's friend. So definitely don't want to irritate it more
So what
without
is it
wearing.
about all these naturopathic doctors and stuff are talking about how you need to go get into the sun for 15 minutes a day, but none of them are talking about put sunscreen on first.
I don't have an answer for that. I mean, I
Yeah.
think they're right. I think you should get in the sun for 15 minutes a day, right? I think the sun is good. Mental health wise, I mean, I've struggled with it myself. If I'm in a dark environment, if I'm in a dark house, I don't thrive mentally. I need light. I need to go outside. I need to hang out, and that's totally fine. But definitely wear sunscreen, no matter what. Because I
Okay.
mean, a 30 SPF it's not protecting you from everything. So you're still going to get all the natural light you need. You're still going to get all the sun that you need, and the vitamin D.
Okay. And then do you have specific brands? Because I think I'm on the same side as you, as less ingredients is actually more, right?
Yes,
So,
absolutely. So I actually use Blue Lizard, if I'm not correct.
yep, I use that as well.
Yeah, awesome. So that's a physical sunscreen. Here's the thing. So we're going to get into chemical sunscreens. This is a highly debated topic. I don't want anyone to come for me. It's just a preference. I prefer not to have things that could potentially be endocrine disruptors
Mm.
on my body. So obviously that's going to potentially disrupt your hormones. Endocrine system is extremely important. I don't people will argue that the toxicology reports show that the levels aren't toxic to us in the amount that we're using in skincare. I like to stay on the side of better safe than sorry, basically. So I like a zinc-based sunscreen, a mineral-based sunscreen. I think I put in the notes, I use Biossance, and I put it on my list of products in there. But any, like, if you go to like Whole Foods or any organic market, almost 90% of the time they will only sell mineral-based sunscreens. They won't have any chemical sunscreens because of the potential endocrine disruptors. Plus, like I said, I love zinc. I think zinc is like the shit. Also, zinc slows sebum production, so that's good if you have acne-prone skin.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely get on a sunscreen, number one. If you don't do anything else to your skin, like ever in life, I don't care as long as you use sunscreen. That's right.
The only thing that comes to my mind is some of these shift workers are going to be like, oh yeah, I'm in a hospital all day, I don't care. But
oh yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, people all the time. But you also think about it, like even the hospitals have super harsh lighting.
the lighting is really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible. So I mean, I would definitely, you drive to work, you drive home. I would look, if that's how you're feeling and that's totally fine, get a sunscreen, moisturizer that has SPF.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
2-in-1, you know? So have that be your moisturizer and your sunscreen, and that's fine, you know? Even if it's like 30, it has to be 30 plus to really give you any type of benefit. But I mean, we got to start somewhere. So if there's some SPF in there, I'm like, I'll be happy with that. I'm cool with that.
Okay, one more question about sunscreen. I've heard a lot of people who have a darker complexion, they're like, I don't need sunscreen at all.
Not true. Total myth.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, the sun damage is exactly the same.
Really?
So, yeah, everybody gets skin cancer. I mean, so their skin produces more melanin, obviously. Their melanocytes produce more melanin, so they're not going to burn, but they're still just as high as, well, not only that, they're going to hyperpigmentate. So, you know, because they produce more melanin from acne scarring or anything like that, or sunspots, they're going to get more hyperpigmentation. Especially, we use something called the Fitzpatrick scale. So it goes from 1 to 6. I would be like a 2, the darkest being a 6. So especially like 4 and 5 tend to be the most sensitive to hyperpigmentation. So yeah, having darker skin, you still need to wear sunscreen every single day, especially if you want to combat that stuff. And you know, skin cancer is real and it's really scary. And on that note, another fun fact: if you've ever used a tanning bed in your life, you are at a 75% higher risk to getting skin cancer. Which
I hope my mom doesn't watch this.
Does she tan?
She used to. I think I convinced her to stop, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, if it makes her feel better, same, you know, I was there, I did it. Spray tans are great. You can spray tan all you want all the time. So.
The things people do for beauty. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so I was on my PPE rant, I think. I was. So I was talking about changing your mask as often as possible. And I know you mentioned the gowns as well. I'm trying to think of what would be, because it gets so hot in there. I would definitely recommend wearing something that's not going to be, well, they have to wear scrubs underneath their gowns, right? Yeah. So there's really not a ton of, I mean, I guess you could do, I mean, I would bring like a refresher bag with you for your breaks, and like maybe like they actually make natural like deodorant wipes. That might be nice to have throughout the day. Also, there's like sprays and mists. Like you can get like a cooling cucumber mist, and like even like you can use it anywhere. You know, there's like no rules as to where you can spray that kind of stuff. I would suggest maybe something like that. And drinking a lot of water throughout the day, obviously, because they're going to be sweating that all out.
Just keep hydrated pretty much.
Yes, absolutely. let me see what I have. Okay, so here is the rest that I wrote down for my mask tips and tricks. Another big one, this one's awesome, are pimple patches. So if you're breaking out because of the mask, instead of just having to put the mask back on over active breakouts and having it like rub around and irritate it even more, I use pimple patches. I use them all the time. Basically, the ones that I use are just hydrocolloid bandage, which you're probably familiar with working in the field. So there's ones that you can buy at the store that are like marketed. They're kind of expensive. Actually, what I did is I bought an ultra thin hydrocolloid bandage and I cut it into little squares. So not only does it pull out all the gunk from the active breakout, but it's going to help it heal faster and it's going to keep it from the mask rubbing against it. And since you have the mask on anyways, I mean, nobody's going to see that you have a bunch of pimple patches on underneath. Those are great. They're really good. Even when you're not wearing a mask, they're great for accelerated healing. They're great, especially if you're a picker. Those are a godsend for acne prone skin with the mask knee. And even if you don't usually break out and you're like, what's going on? Pimple patches are definitely the way to go. I would be careful though. Some of the brands you see at the store, their ingredient lists are like weird and have weird stuff that you don't need to be in them.
The people listening to this will be able to find some hospital grade. So
yeah, exactly. Be careful with the thick ones. The first one I bought was like hardcore and it like pulled my skin completely. So definitely want to do a thin one. I was like, oh my God, what did I just do to myself? So definitely try and get like a thinner one if you can. The ones I use are called Duoderm.
okay.
And they're ultra thin. You can buy them on Amazon. Yes, so the most important thing to do is take breaks when wearing the mask, get fresh air, wipe off your skin, rehydrate. You don't want it to be overly stripped. You really want to avoid having a compromised barrier as much as possible. When our skin barrier is compromised, we're at a much higher risk for infection, obviously.
Yeah.
Things can get in there. Same goes with your hands and your body. I know that they're really hot wearing the gowns. I wish I might look into like maybe some body mist and see if I find something that I think could be potentially helpful. But hands are a big one right now too, because everyone's hands are super dry and cracked and red.
Well, this is hospital workers all the time. We have to
Yeah.
use the alcohol, and I hated it because my hands would just get disgusting. And so,
Yeah.
what do you recommend for that?
Super rough. I have the same problem because with clients, same thing. We're sanitizing all the time. This is gonna sound kind of silly, but like once or twice a week, you can take a really thick lotion. So like I use one called Skin Food. It's by Weleda. Super thick, and you put it on your hands, and then I put gloves on, and I sleep with them on. But it works. It really, really works. And your hands will be super soft, super moist. You need lotion all the time though. Like, I mean, yeah, all the time. It's with everything right now is really hard, especially with the medical grade disinfectants and everything that we're using. It's just, it can be really brutal. So I can only imagine how the medical field, your hands are probably torn up all the time. Also just keeping like hangnails trimmed, everything trimmed, bandages on them, and really just trying to baby the hands with the lotion. But the glove trick really does work. Get like a good hand salve and put the gloves and sleep with it. It works really, really well. So, do you have any more PPE questions for me?
No, but we could jump into men in nursing and skincare.
Yes, men and skincare in general.
Because for me, yeah, I mean, I have eczema and I still haven't taken the best care of my skin just because I don't even know where to begin. It's not girls. It's a different story. You often taught when you're young to put on makeup and take the makeup off at night. Whereas men were like, oh, we don't have to touch our skin ever. But that's false, obviously, if you want to maintain a baby face for the rest of your life.
So I guess my first question is do you like what is your skincare routine?
There isn't one.
So there's none.
No.
There's nothing. Okay. Do you wear sunscreen every day?
Nope.
Okay. How many days a week do you think?
I will wear sunscreen if I go out on a hike, but that's it.
Okay. So that's number
Yeah,
one.
we're at the bottom of the barrel with me. So
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. The sunscreen, so I've never tried that one. Is it moisturizing at all, or does your skin feel kind of dry when you put it on?
no, it's moisturizing because the zinc is super thick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I would start with that. With you having eczema, that is something that doesn't fall under the scope of my practice necessarily. That is something that a dermatologist would have to look at. With that being said, there are product lines that are marketed towards people with eczema, and there are plenty of products that you can use that will be gentle enough to use with your skin. I think probably the biggest thing is keeping your skin hydrated. So keeping your skin hydrated with even something as simple as like jojoba oil. I think so. Jojoba oil is an occlusive. It is amazing for any skin type. It will not clog your pores. It's completely non-comedogenic, especially in the winter time when it gets really cold and really dry. Sometimes I'll just do jojoba oil. I don't use it all the time, but it's fantastic and really gentle for the skin. And I would say for somebody just starting out, especially for men, because I know that like if I give you 10 steps, that's not going to happen. So I would say cleanse at least at night.
Okay.
Okay. So a super gentle cleanser at night, because think of it this way. You're conscious about what you put into your body, right?
Yeah.
So throughout the day, you're walking around and you're collecting all these pollutants, all these free radicals, all this dirt, all this grime, gases, chemicals, everything that's in our environment. You have to wash that off.
Mm.
You have to get that off of you. Anything that goes into your skin is in your bloodstream. It gets into your bloodstream, I think, within 26 seconds. So all those, yeah, you have pollutants. You have all this stuff just sitting on your face. Another really good example that I like to use is, say you make a really nice dinner. Okay, you make your nice dinner, you eat your nice dinner, you brush your food off of your plate into the garbage, whatever's left. You don't put that dirty plate back in the cabinet. Okay. So that's a good starting point, you know? So just cleanse the day off. If you don't do it every day, that's fine. If you do it in the shower, a quick cleanse with a light cleanser, that's great. And then you can just wear your sunscreen in the morning. That
Okay. So I am the textbook man here. What is a cleanser anyway?
Okay, so a cleanser is something that removes the dirt and the grime from your skin. Usually it has some type of surfactant in it. So a surfactant is a vehicle that is used in products that create that like soapy, lathery type of thing. There's tons of different cleansers. There's gel cleansers. There's creamy cleansers. There's oil-based cleansers, depending on skin type. And then there's obviously like a salicylic BPO cleanser is going to be for severe acne, and that's going to be definitely drying and stripping. But it works great for people that have severe acne. So for you, I would say a creamy cleanser, maybe a hydrating gel cleanser, something super simple and basic. I mean, even if you're going to go and use like CeraVe, that's fine. That works great for a lot of people. That's like what dermatologists recommend. I don't love it. I'm not a fan of the ingredient list, but I mean, I know that it works great for a lot of people. So it can be a simple drugstore cleanser. Again, I know that you like to stay on the cleaner side of things. So any organic market, anything like that, they're going to have cleansers that'll work. I will say this with oil-based cleansers, you want to be wary of what oils are in it. Because a lot of them can be clogging. So an oil-based cleanser is going to be for somebody with aged skin, really dry skin, or like severely dehydrated skin. But again, you just want to be mindful, like coconut oil, I'll just say this right now, don't ever put coconut oil on your face. for any
I've
reason.
done that. It's been not a good decision.
Yeah. So I've done it too. I did it when I had acne and I was like, why is my skin so bad? It's the most comedogenic. So it's gonna, or one of the most, it is gonna clog your pores.
What is comedogenic?
Huh?
What is comedogenic?
Comedogenic is pore clogging.
Okay.
So yeah, you're gonna, anything that you see that is marketed as non-comedogenic is not gonna clog your pores. There's some really good oils, jojoba, raspberry seed oil, hemp oil is awesome too. Hemp seed oil is good. It won't clog your pores either. So yeah, literally for you, I would say get a gentle cleanser, wash your face at night. I would be careful because of the eczema. I can like personally look and see what I find. I know that you're in Columbia, so it's kind of hard for me to find something that's accessible to you. But I can look and see what I can find that I think will be safe for your skin, because the last thing we want to do is, use a cleanser that's just going to irritate the eczema even more.
Well, that's like I've given up on skincare because
Yeah.
everything just aggravated it.
Yeah. And I mean, you could totally try the jojoba oil at night, and see how your skin likes it, see how it does. Again, don't take on a bunch of new things, because then if something's not working, we don't know what it is. For now, I would say definitely wear the sunscreen every day. That's going to help a lot.
Sounds good.
So yeah, men in skincare, wash your day off, especially after the mask. Yeah, you have to. Because you have to wash the day off and little cleanse. And if you have a moisturizer to put on after that, put it on. And go to bed and wake up, put your sunscreen on. That's it. That's all you have to do. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, do you want me to move into ingredients?
Yeah, what do we got? The dirty dozen?
We got the dirty dozen, another highly debated topic, super problematic. I think it's really important. I'll start with this. Like I said, the FDA is who regulates these things. I'm not going to put my trust of my own body into somebody that I don't know. With that being said, they don't test every product that goes on the shelves. They don't have to. The only time that they have to test a product is if a consumer complains about it. So if I go and say this product is making false claims, this ingredient list isn't right, then they say, okay, we're going to check it out. But they can go on the shelves, and there's lots of rules. So, ingredients have to be in list from what's the highest to the lowest.
Toxicity?
They don't have to put anything. I know in California has some regulations if there's BHTs or BHAs that they have to put that this product may cause cancer. But so there's state rules and regulations, but federally, no. I mean, they don't have.
But it's highest to the lowest in what?
Just ingredients. So like if like the product is 90% water, water is going to be first on the list.
Yeah.
And then there's like 0.5% vitamin C that's going to be on, lower down the list. So yeah, it's with how much is in the product. With that being said, I think in skincare, my biggest thing is there's so many options for cleaner skincare and for skincare that doesn't have these questionable ingredients. So why would we even go there? Right? It's not doing anything for your skin. I understand that some of these are made to make the product like creamier or like easier to spread stuff. I just think there's better options. I don't need to put fragrance on my face. That's not doing anything for my skin, and it could be potentially toxic and harmful. So I'll start at the top of the list. This is the Dirty Dozen. They actually do one for food as well.
Yeah.
Every year. So at the top of the list, we have BHAs and BHT. I don't want this to be confused with beta hydroxy acids. Beta hydroxy acids are salicylic acids, or salicylic acid and other acids that fall under that category. Those are great. We love those. They're not toxic, super good for your skin. We are talking about butylated hydroxyanisole, I think, is that right? I don't know. And BHT, which is butylated hydroxytoluene. And you'll know when you see these on a product, but they're basically synthetic antioxidants that are used as preservatives. They're also widely used as food preservatives, and they are known to be toxic, carcinogenic, and cause allergic reactions and endocrine disruptions as well. So that's number 1 on the list this year. Number 2, coming in hot, we have coal tar dyes, which another thing that I cannot stand in skincare. A face mask does not need to be purple. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't want the product to be green in the bottle. I don't give a shit. I just want it to work for my skin. And dyes are super irritating and toxic anyways. You just don't need them, they don't need to be there. Same with food. I mean, you look at like the red in food and yellow, it's so bad for you. I mean, they've done
That
studies.
reminds me of when they made the purple ketchup stuff when we were kids.
Oh my God, what was it? Oh my gosh, the green and the purple. I know
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what you're talking about. Yeah. Don't need it. The next one is DEA compounds, and these are used to make cosmetics creamy or sudsy. It also acts as a pH adjuster, counteracting the acidity of other ingredients. So DEA compounds are going to be found in a ton of stuff. And let me just pull up. I have a little thing here.
You can share screen if you want to.
Okay. So they're often going to be labeled. I think I can share my screen, right? How do I do this?
Yeah, just go to the bottom tab on Zoom and
I'm all tech pro. Tech.
there's a little arrow.
I don't see it.
Let me see if, oh, that's why. Here, I just switched it.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, this is DEA compounds. So they can cause mild to moderate skin and eye irritation. In lab experiments, exposure to high doses of these chemicals have been shown to cause liver cancers and precancerous changes in skin and thyroid. So again, the argument is that there has never been a toxicology report, because it's such low amounts in our skincare products. That might be very well and true.
But don't put it in it still. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I don't think it's worth the risk. Right. I'm not worried about it. I just would rather not. And people are like, well, they take into account of buildup over time. Right. But if somebody, okay, so I know tons of women that have used the same product for like 20 years. They've used it forever, for 20 years. With that being said, you look at the last 50 years, the amount of the cancer rates, like cancer became a massive, I mean, everybody knows somebody that's had some type of cancer, right? So I just think that maybe we're not getting the full story. That might be me like being a little bit of a, sorry, I don't know how to open this back up.
Just go to the Zoom tab at the end and then cancel the share screen.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've only used Zoom like once. Yeah, with that being said, that might be like the conspiracy theorist in me. I just think it's better safe than sorry, and we don't need it. We don't need it in skincare. The next one is phthalates. So this is a big one. You'll see this like formulated without on a lot. Same with parabens. Sephora has their whole clean beauty line where they banned like 1,000 ingredients, which I think is great. There's still like fragrance and stuff in there, but all in all, everything they banned was pretty good, and I was impressed with what they did. So these are mainly used in nail products and as a solvent for dyes and as a plasticizer that prevents nail polishes from becoming brittle. So here's the thing though, is phthalates are also used as fragrance ingredients. Consumers won't find these listed on the label because the companies don't have to disclose what the fragrance is. All they have to put is fragrance. So we literally have no idea.
Wow.
They literally have no idea.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we have no clue. Which I hate. I hate the thought of that. While we're on that topic, there's also something called a trade secret. So if there's an ingredient that is a trade secret, they don't have to disclose that either. So a really good example of that is Neutrogena. Their retinols and stuff, we don't know. It's a trade secret. So they don't.
Wow, what a workaround.
Sketchy, super sketchy. I think, yeah, companies need to be completely transparent, but they're not always. So number 5 on the list is formaldehyde releasing preservatives. That one is self-explanatory, I think. We don't love those. There's plenty of natural preservatives that are great to use in skincare. Number 6 is parabens, which are more preservatives. Parabens are widely debated. I really don't know what side of that I fall on. I personally don't use any products that have parabens. I just stay away from them. Better safe than sorry. A lot of people think they're a perfectly safe preservative to use. Again, I mean, I use a deodorant that doesn't have parabens that I really like. I use skincare, it doesn't have parabens. I don't need them. I don't need my product to last me like 5 years. So I'm not going to use it for that long.
Yeah.
7 is perfume. Again, trade secret, could be up to 200 ingredients, and we have no idea which ones.
It's called perfume?
Perfume or fragrance.
Okay.
8 is PEG compounds. I will say this, some of the PEG compounds can be safe. They'll be labeled like PEG, I call them PEGs, PEG 100, PEG 10, PEG 7. What I do when I look up exactly what it is. But I will say this, one of them, I can't remember which number, was used in Agent Orange during the war. So, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so if you see PEG on there, run away.
We'll look it up because
Okay.
there's safe ones that are fine. There's safe ones that are fine. Look it up. Petroleum, so that's going to be mineral oil. They can have hydrocarbons associated with them. I would just look and see if you are going to use Vaseline, look and see what kind, look at the ingredient list, check it out. Siloxanes are toxic, endocrine disruptors, and SLES are carcinogenic as well. And triclosan is number 12, which is a suspected endocrine disruptor. And then I added my own, which are microplastics, commonly called polyethylene. We don't want those. They're banned in Canada. They're toxic. And they're put in a ton of stuff. So yeah, that's my little rant. I don't want to scare anybody. I just think it's important to be mindful, you know, of what we're gonna put in our skin. I linked in the document a website called ewg.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you can look up any ingredient there. You can look up, they don't have all products because it's kind of like a consumer thing, but you can look at products and see what EWG has rated it or if it's EWG approved. So if it's EWG approved, it's going to be number 1, meaning it's the least amount of toxicity allergens. Okay, so that's my little rant. We can talk about good ingredients.
Yeah, let's do that.
While we're here. So really good ingredients. I focused on ingredients that are really good for the skin's natural barrier because I think that's probably the biggest concern. So signs that your barrier is compromised is going to be redness, flakiness, irritation, dehydration, more active breakouts. So things that we can do to help a compromised barrier are, you know, humectants, obviously, to keep the moisture that we have in, occlusive moisturizers, aloe, hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, antioxidants, vitamin C, holy grail, love it, vitamin B as well. Vitamin C is going to lighten, brighten, and tighten your skin as well. So all the ladies out there that want, you know, to work on that, vitamin C is the way to go. Make sure it's ascorbic acid. That's the most researched vitamin C.
And is that, are you ingesting that or you're putting a vitamin C
face.
cream? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you're more than welcome to. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not allowed to tell you what to take as a supplement, but or a dietitian, but ask your doctor. And yeah, I take vitamin C and zinc every day. Zinc is another one, glycerin, squalene, sodium PCA, and green tea is really good too. Green tea, like serum. So these are all things that are going to go on your skin directly and be in products. And I linked a lot of really good skincare products that are safe. I think everything else will probably be pretty customized. I can go over like what my routine is if you want to just kind of get like some reality.
Yeah, let's hear that.
Okay. So I use a gentle morning cleanser. This is what I would say is like a more like this. I don't expect a man to do this routine. A straight man at least. No shade. No shade to the straight men out there. So I use a botanical blend cleanser in the morning. It's like a calming, soothing cleanser. I put on my vitamin C. Also, vitamin C like doubles with your sunscreen, so it's actually going to help protect you more from the sun and protect you from free radicals and cell damage throughout the day. So when your cells are damaged, like from a compromised barrier or irritation, basically what happens is, let's say one of your cells like loses their leg, he's going to go to the next cell and be like, give me your leg, and then it's a chain reaction. So the vitamin C comes in and it neutralizes that. So it stops further cell damage and free radical damage. So I do my vitamin C and my sunscreen and I'm out the door. When I get home, I will say this, it's okay to do your routine at like 7 p.m. You don't have to do it right before bed. So if you get home for the day and you take a shower, you can wash your face in the shower and put on moisturizer and just be done. So I use a active cleanser at night, I use a more active cleanser. I use a cleanser that has like glycolic acid, which is an AA, which is gonna gently exfoliate the skin. And it also has salicylic acid, so that's for me because I have acne. And then I use a vitamin A, which is a retinoid. That's definitely for aging or some type of skin condition. I would consult someone before starting one of those. And a moisturizer, and that's it. So I do 3 in the morning, 3 at night. I keep it pretty simple. Once a week, I do a face mask or like an enzyme mask, some type of exfoliation. I will say I think it's important, especially being in the healthcare field, to like take care of yourself and have self-care, and it feels good when we do things like a face mask or when we take a bath and kind of do like a little, like pamper yourself a little bit. I think that's so important. So even if you don't do anything, buy yourself a face mask, give yourself a clay mask every once in a while. It feels good to pamper yourself and to just kind of de-stress and wind down. I think that's probably, that's like my skincare routines can be like meditative for some people. Some people really like it. Another thing is you can give yourself a facial massage. So when you wake up in the morning, I get like really puffy and stuff. So what I do is I take my like hands like this, like little floss, and you can kind of, brush. You always want to go up and out. So you can just kind of go up, wake your skin up, wake yourself up, pamper yourself a little bit, help to de-stress, I think is super important.
Yeah, one thing I learned this year was just like most people don't even give themselves a massage or touch themselves, and it's like it's a form of self-love that we just aren't taught.
Touch is so important, and it helps to get we learn lymphatic drainage in our master program, so it helps to get the lymph flowing. Like it's like get everything, wake up, get it flowing. And yeah, self-love is you learn that through self-care.
Yeah.
So even if you're really struggling mentally or with your confidence, doing a skincare routine and just taking care of yourself and touching your skin, and with clean hands, of course, touching your skin and just being comfortable in your skin is very important for mental health, for sure. Do you have any other questions? Do you have anything else you want me to go over? I feel like I don't want to go on too much of a rant and bore you to death.
Oh no, you have a lot of fascinating information that I've never heard before, so thank you.
Thank you. Um, well, I think the only other thing, okay, I do want to make a note of this. If you have food allergies, um, especially like with eczema when you don't really know what's like triggering it, be careful of what you put on your skin. For example, lactic acid. If you have a lactose allergy, don't put lactic acid on your face.
Hmm.
If you are allergic to penicillin, don't put salicylic acid on your face. So
Ah.
yeah, just to be, and a lot of skincare products have food and fruits in them. So like people are allergic to apples, a lot of products have like apple or grape or stuff like that. So just be mindful if you have a really severe allergy, make sure that what you're using is safe. Um, CoQ10 is really good as well. I didn't mention that. So CoQ10 is really good for your skin, vitamin Bs, green tea, I went over all of those.
So
Citric acid.
so sorry to stop you, but green tea, it's just a cream as well, or are you talking about I'm getting tea bags and putting them on my skin?
I mean, so people do that for their bags under their eyes. I used to do it even. I haven't done it in a while, so I can't really tell you. I mean, I'm sure it would work fine. I actually use a green tea like under eye gel, but no, a lot of products will have green tea in them. So there'll be like cleansers that have green tea or moisturizers that have green tea. It's going to be calming. It's going to help with redness and irritation. Green tea in general is awesome. I drink an ungodly amount of green tea throughout the day.
Okay, and then
My,
yeah, this just popped into my mind. So we're talking about the FDA and everything like that. I know a lot of supplement companies, and you put this in the notes, which we'll link in the YouTube video or whatever. But like Amazon, a lot of sellers are selling fake products, right? As well as a lot of
yeah.
supplement companies aren't even putting real ingredients in as well, right?
Oh wow. Well, so I haven't heard about that, but I wouldn't be surprised with really anything you buy from Amazon. You have to be really, really weary of who the seller is. So, for example, Image Skincare is one of the professional brands that I use that I love. They don't sell to Amazon. So if you look up like Image Skincare cleanser, you're gonna see it on their website for 50 bucks or for 40 bucks. You're gonna see it on Amazon for 20 bucks.
Oh, okay.
Chances are that is a fake product. If it's not a fake product, it's probably really old. And whatever
Mm.
actives you're paying for are no longer in there or working. I mean, to the point where we had somebody come to our school. It was the same thing. It was an image cleanser. He had used it for months. He loved it. He ordered one off Amazon and called and asked us if they had changed the formula. And we were like, no, haven't changed it. And he was like, my skin has a rash. Something really crazy is going on with it. And he brought it in and it was a completely different. I mean, we put side by side. It was, and you don't know what's in it. You have no idea. Same with makeup. There's actually a documentary on Netflix. I'll have to look it up and I can't remember what it's called, but the first episode is the fake makeup that they sell on Amazon and some girl put a lip gloss on and it super glued her lips together. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and a lot of them are made in labs in China, which when they tested the product, there was like rat poop, tons of toxic chemicals, like all types of super sketchy stuff, like formaldehyde, and just so be really wary. There's a way to check. So let's say you want to buy a product from a brand. So you go to that brand's website and see who their verified sellers are. If Amazon is not a verified seller, I would probably stay away from it.
And you just find
So,
that on the bottom of the website usually?
yeah, so a lot of skincare companies, it'll be like find a store near you or find a verified seller, or you could probably just Google it, like is PCA skincare is Amazon a verified seller of PCA skincare? And I think you can find it on Amazon as well. So just be weary. Yeah, I think with anything on Amazon, I would be a little weary of. I think Vitacost ships pretty worldwide, so that might be a good alternative for supplements and stuff.
So is it just like a litigation thing? Like people in China are creating fake products and they can't really like get in trouble for that because they're in another country?
I don't know. I mean, so for me, I've never really used Amazon. I've used it a couple times recently to prepare for my state board because it was financially the most affordable way for me to go. But Amazon, I don't know like how their regulations work and how it like what you have to do to start like your own business on Amazon to sell products. But I don't think there's a way to like verify like, okay, this guy, for example, in the documentary, they're selling the Kylie Cosmetics lipstick or whatever the fuck that everybody wants. There's no way to verify that like that's actually the lipstick. Like that guy could have bought in like maybe 100 in bulk from the actual website, or they basically forged the wrapping that it's in, the plastic that it's in. Because I mean, these bottles, like if you read it, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah, that's
Exactly the
wild.
same. Yeah, I mean, some of them are pretty shitty, and you're like, yeah, I'm not buying that. But some of them are pretty good, you know. So they're pretty good fakes. So yeah, I don't think there's a way that Amazon verifies it. I think Amazon is just about the money, to be honest. So they're probably
Yeah,
like, yeah, sell whatever you want. So yeah, just make sure if it's a verified seller, then you should be safe. It should be fine.
cool.
But yeah, I would just be wary of that because I'll have to remember what that documentary is called. But I remember watching it and I was like, oh my god, this is wild. So be
Well,
careful.
my skin mind is blown today. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you. I really appreciate the
Yeah.
opportunity.
And do you want to plug in the special offer you have for everyone today?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So my skincare Instagram is at skin with Csira, and that's CSIRA. And if you want to come by and shoot me a DM, I'd be more than happy to do a Zoom, free Zoom virtual consultation if you want. If you want a personalized routine, if you want to be like, what's this on my face? Whatever you want to do, if you need help with products or just any additional questions, anything that I may have missed, you're more than welcome to do that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Anything else?
I think that's it. I think I like talked your ear off about skin, so
No, it's
you'll
perfect.
be
Yeah.
feeling.
So to all the healthcare workers, take care of your skin, and
Yes.
thank you so much for all the work you guys are doing. Thank you, Cesaro, so much.
Yeah, thank you guys for the work. I know that it's a really tough time right now, and I really hope everybody just gets through this safely. I know it's a tough time always, you know. So with the pandemic on top of it, it's just really it's a scary time for healthcare workers. And my love to you and your families, and thank you guys for doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of healthcare professionals are annoyed because they're getting all this attention. Like everyone's calling them healthcare heroes, and they're like, okay, well, where was this before?
Before,
It,
yeah,
it never, it never changed. The
yeah,
only thing that's changed is patients are sicker and they have to wear masks all the time. So, which just
absolutely.
makes
Yeah,
the
I saw
job
it.
even worse.
Yeah, I saw it firsthand, working, you know, in a couple different healthcare industries, and it's yeah, before even before, you know, it's amazing, especially nurses, you know, nurses, CNAs have seen it all firsthand. It's, you know, you guys work so incredibly hard all the time, and not nearly enough credit is given. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope you are okay. And yeah, come get a free virtual consultation with me, or ask me about ingredients. We'll talk for an hour.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, that is a wrap. I will talk to everyone later.